Good morning everyone and welcome back. I have just shifted these girls onto their new break. Thankfully we didn't get any rain last night, which was a change and a nice change. The cows did make a little bit of a mess though, however. I shifted them twice yesterday. It's just, this paddock just must be really soft. So I'm gonna have to shift them again this afternoon to try and limit that and just give them more. I am on the lookout for cow number 115. She's a darker cow and it is that one right there, so I'm pretty sure she'll definitely have mastitis in that back left quarter. It's a little bit swollen, so I need to take her up and treat her. However, to do that I need to make a race, and they're at the bottom end of this paddock, so I'm gonna have to fence a race all the way back up to the gate, which is over there. So I think I might go and move the heifers first. Plans have changed. Dad has shot up and done the heifers for me. He came down before, so that's handy. I had to shoot back and get some standards for this race, and then he's going to come back and help me draft that cow out. Plus I might take another one. There's another one there that I'm a little bit suspect of. Might have a good walk through them actually and take anything that I'm a little bit unsure about. That's the problem with this sort of paddock here, I guess, is that it is a little bit low lying. It does tend to get a bit wet. However, I can't use it for calving in. Like if it dried out I couldn't use it for calving in because there's a couple of drains around it. It's just a little bit unsafe, so I wanted to eat it off now. But yeah, that is the risk where they make a little bit more mud. They are a little bit more susceptible to mastitis. So maybe I'm wondering whether I do teat seal the cows as well next year. But yeah, I guess that's a discussion for later on. $115. No, that's 95, isn't it? No, that's not the right one. Done my race. Dad's gonna man the reel. Makes it a little bit easier when there's two of you. Could do it myself, but he was nearby. Might take her too, just to have a little wee look. That's alright, we can get that other one back. So that wasn't actually the one I had in mind, but I'll take her up and just have a little look anyway. Yeah, I think there might be one more while I'm here. I might as well. There she is. I think she might be alright. We'll have to have a look, but I'm pretty sure that quarter on the right's a little bit lighter, which might make it look like that. Tried escaping. I was saying to Dad before, and we actually have this trouble quite a bit, is that there is some underground pipe over here. There's concrete pipe that goes from this corner through to the sort of trees over there, just below it that way a little bit. And it's sort of caved in places. There is a bit of pipe in there which Buck used to sort of try and unblock it, but it is pretty stuffed now. So what I'm thinking is the best option might be to dig a drain straight off the end of here and straight through this paddock over to the drain there, which connects, or goes down that fence line there and over to the sort of main one. So have to open it up, fence it off, then this top end of the paddock will just get merged in with that one there. But you can see there is a bit of water that comes down here. There's a little bit of a drain sort of up here which takes water out of these paddocks, so that'll definitely help. What do you think? It'd probably be the best thing to do, wouldn't it? To cut a drain straight through there to get rid of all this water.
Yep, if that one's blocked, definitely.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a pain really.
Yeah, I'll give you these. And
it would actually be quite good because then we could sort of, I don't know, sort of subdivide this paddock a little bit more, whereas you get 2 days there and then this end's quite good, but we don't have to walk through the wet stuff to get to this end because the gate's sort of in the wrong place there. So you could, jig a little bit more to make it better. That's what I'm thinking. I think it'd make a heck of a difference. I was just giving Dad a bit of stick because I put standards in this way, so then when you get to them you just unhook it like that, whereas if it's the other way around you have to manually take your hand off the reel and take the wire out. But it's just so much easier like that, isn't it? So much easier. Happy heifers. One job I need to tackle is I need to put collars on them. I was sort of going to wait till the tags turned up, their cow tags, then I could tag them and then do it, but I might have to just do it now using their calf ones because I'm not sure when the cow ones are going to turn up. I only ordered them 2 or 3 weeks ago. They can just wait in the yard there for the meantime. Dad did say something about helping him through a gate. He was going to go and load up a bale of silage. I don't think I have any treatment for them either, so Holly's going to grab some from town. She's dropping the kids off at daycare and school, so she can grab some on the way. I can't actually see him, but we're going to have a look. Well, maybe he doesn't need a hand. I've just spotted him down there on the flats. He looks alright. Leave him to it. While I'm driving past, I thought I'd have a look at this Mohawk here. So this is one of the maize paddocks. It's looking awesome. We grazed this break off probably about 5 days ago, and I didn't get to that one. The weather turned, so I haven't had the cows in there yet. It's the last break in this paddock, so hopefully once it dries out a little bit, the weather's actually looking good for the next few days, I'll get in there and graze that. But it is looking ideal considering that is its second grazing too. Another paddock of the same stuff. This is the one that got hit real hard with those slugs. I had to re-drill it, but it's actually looking alright. It's only had one grazing, but yeah, not too bad. It's looking a lot better than what it was a couple of months ago. Oh, I've only got the one tube, but that's what I'm using, master plan. Surely Holly can't be too far away, so I'll make a start. Come on, there we go, you know where you're going. This girl here, number 120, she's actually a really good cow too. She did 543 solids in 280 days, so that's really, really good for our system. She'd be one of the top, I think she's one of the top, definitely 4 cows, because we had 4 that did over 500, but that's what we're trying to achieve. More cows like that. Come on, you can push up. Come on, push up a little bit more. You gotta put your bum in there. That's it. I love this miracle bar though. It's so easy. It took me a while to figure out that end. You've got to try and push it that way, or as far as you can that way, and it grips on itself. But it is brilliant. Give her a quick spray. Yep, sorry girl, but it'll feel so much better once we treat ya. There's a fair bit of gunk in there. Lucky backup's arrived. Dad's gonna give me a hand. Yeah, that looks like mastitis, doesn't it? Yep, we'll treat that one. Well, I've pretty much got most of it out. There was so much. All those cows are done. They're ready for treating. I'm just going to try and get the last of it out. Just make it easier for tomorrow. I've got a helper too. Ta? Thanking you. I'll say bye. Bye. That one there, she's actually in calf to beef, so we won't be keeping a replacement from her. 120's not in calf to AI, which is a bit of a shame, but the other cow, 168, she actually did 500 solids this season too, so that's also pretty good. She's turning 9, and she is in calf to AI on the 14th of August to TR now. So yeah, hopefully she is a heifer. It is good to get that job ticked off and get those girls treated. I do actually have new mat coming on Thursday or Friday, and I emailed them. I want to get a quote to see what it would cost to get this yard through here rubber matted. So I don't know if I'd do where the pit is up there. I don't think we'd need it, just sort of the yard space. Our shed is quite small, so I'm predicting it might be somewhere in the range of 15 to 20,000, which is still quite a big investment, but I'll film it and we'll see how we get on. Johan, when he was here yesterday, he said that they did their feed pad at their farm and it cost them 70 grand, but that is quite a big area. But he also said that you notice a massive difference. You can stand your cows off overnight for sort of 20 hours of the day and they just don't get sore feet, whereas we did it for 2 nights on here when we had that real bad weather, and just the second night the cows were just really lethargic and slow and you could see that they were sore. So we don't like doing it, but if we could do it on here, it would just give us options to save the pasture a little bit more. That's it. To the motorbike. I've been winding up fences from when I was away on holiday for the last couple of hours, but now I'm gonna go and feed this bale out for tomorrow. I'm having trouble with these bales, as you just seen. I do have trouble getting the net out, or not the net, but this wrap out from underneath before it sort of falls down and collapses. Usually I use the bale grabs, but it's just easy with the forks already on it. But the benefit to this is that you can recycle this, whereas the net wrap you can't, or you couldn't. So I guess that's a positive, but I did find the net easier to handle. It's always easier feeding out the night before, because if the weather turns you don't really want to be waiting to shift your cows or to feed out. You make more of a mess, so I find it always easier just to feed out at night in front of them. I've also just shifted them because there wasn't enough in that break for today. They needed a bit of a top up. But what is interesting, I was looking at my True Test data and it said that there's about 4 or 5 cows that's shown up with a pregnancy loss. There is 2 of them, but they are currently empty in the heifer mob. So there's about 4 or 5 other ones that it says they've lost their calves from about 45 days ago onwards. So what I might do is that when I run the cows through the shed, because I need to split them in 2 mobs for calving, I might pull them out and get one of the vets to come out and check them, because if they're empty, there's no point carrying them through the winter. Would kind of suck if they all turned out to be empty, but I guess the silver lining behind it all is they're not, or none of them are really good cows. So I mean, if they did, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I got Dad to grab one of these planting spades for when I go and plant all these plants, which I am trying to get done. Hopefully might get some in the ground tomorrow. Well, it's the next morning now, and I've just come to get these samples that I put in the drones here, these DNA samples. I've got the little pack with me. It's pretty important that you wear gloves because you don't want to get your DNA on them. It's still there, it is right down there. And this is all that it is. You can see the filter in there, like it's looking pretty brown, so it's filled up. Now what I've got to do is pull that like so. Then there's a syringe of watery stuff which you squirt on top, just to keep it like real moist, I think it is, and then put the lid on. And that is it. That is the sample which will go away for testing. It's good they're both there. It's pretty easy. It's as easy as that. Johan also actually wrote the latitude and longitude. He dropped a pin where we put them, so they know that once they go in the database, where they can sort of say they've come from. Holly's actually going over to Hamilton to see a friend of hers, so I'm going to get her to drop these off at the Dairy NZ office there at, I was going to say Ruakahia, but it's Ruakura, which isn't too far from where she's going. Give that to Johan, and he said he's going to work out the paperwork that goes with it and send them away, which would be awesome. But that'll pretty much wrap this video up, guys. So once I do get the results back in about another month's time, we'll revisit them and see what they came back as. But hopefully you enjoyed it, and other than that, see you next time.